Welcome to the Not Nerd Show. I'm Nate Heath, and we're here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
And it was not a surprise because I hit the side-by-side when
Yes.
when we were starting up. Nate.
I was well aware you were coming.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm excited. You know why?
Why is that?
Because the weather is better.
Yes.
And also, we've got so many things to talk about today. I'm excited to learn about your hat. We have some alerts for some people. And I have a little personal story on that. It's not very exciting. Apple's got some stuff up their sleeve. DNA, just the headlines, Magnification app. I mean, what is there not to love? We got all kinds of things coming up.
All to love. Yes. Well, as you mentioned, I do have a hat on, Dave.
You do. Let's see what you got up your sleeve, so to speak.
And you'll be
There's a
happy to
tag.
know not only one tag, but two tags on this bad boy.
All right, Mini Pearl.
That's what they call me.
Raised on Rice Tech Surf. Now, does this have...
TNC Surf.
Oh, TNC. Does this have anything to do with our mutual friend, Wesley Rice?
It does not.
Oh.
TNC Surf is a classic, like 80s. They had the yin and the yang logo. Now, this hat,
what
under the bill, you got some little sushi going on.
It kind of looks like mouths, but yeah.
Wrong side. There's the famed logo.
Yeah.
So I left the two tags on because you'll recognize that one, Dave.
Goodwill,
$4.99, and also, man, it's hard doing this in reverse.
You got your mirrored on.
The original TNC tag for $30.
Oh wow, that's quite the difference.
Yeah, so brand spanking new on the Goodwill shelf for me.
You know, my wife refuses to try on hats in stores or any of that because she has a church camp fiasco where one kid brought lice, and so she's like, nothing's touching my head.
Yes, anti-lice. I can understand that. Yeah. But yeah, I do have a quick question, and if producer Todd, like
there it is.
I summoned him. He commented, said TNC Surf Designs was everything when I was in junior high. I had some great bright turquoise shorts with little yin yangs all over. Yes, I was actually not allowed to wear any TNC Surf Designs because the yin and yang is not very. He had school folders for TNC too with their the gorilla mascot. Yeah. They had a Nintendo game as well, TNC Surf and Skate, that I saw some guy on TikTok, one of the retro gamers I follow. But I did have a question for you and producer Todd.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking for, now that I'm getting back into Goodwill, the best Goodwill in our area. I've been going to the one in Tigard on 99W just because I drive by there a lot. Yes.
I frequent that one as well because it's very close to me. Yes. Well, it's the closest one to me. But I judge every Goodwill on their electronics section, and it ain't got game. You go there, there's like 3 shelves, like side by side, a couple shelves high, of just garbage, literal garbage, and some broken TVs and stuff. So if you're looking for clothes, it's not bad, and it used to not be bad for CDs and movies and stuff. But Todd, can you weigh in on which one?
Besides the bins, of course. I know the bins is the most epic place on the face of the earth.
Very epic, honestly.
But I've been impressed with the Tiger, and I figure if I keep going there and buying the trucker hats, it'll flag in their system that they need to get more trucker hats in there so I can buy more trucker hats from them.
I mean, that's definitely a thought. Or they'll be like, finally, we got rid of all these dumb things.
Yes. He says, I haven't been to a regular Goodwill in so long since I almost never have VHS. Value Village on 99 is great, and I go there every now and then. But Wilsonville has a good Goodwill. Yes, that Value Village, I used to spend, A lot of time, high school and college, I would go to Value Village a lot. That
Mm-hmm.
was, and I just locked my screen. There we go. We've got stuff back. Well, we've got all kinds of important technology news. The first one, we had a scam alert.
Yes. So it was, I don't know, a long time ago. My daughter goes, "Oh, did I go through some toll thing or whatever?" And we figured out it was some scam. Like, no.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, a couple months ago, I got a toll thing, but I'm always on alert because I went to Seattle one time and we took a toll road, and you just drive through and then they send you a bill. And so I set up an account. I paid the bill, it was $5 or whatever it was. But I keep getting a report every month. They're like, "Hey, your new toll receipt is here," and it's like $0 for, zero tolls.
Sweet.
And so I'm hypersensitive to it because I have an account with them, and I went to Seattle recently. I know I didn't use any tolls, but so I'm like, what is this thing? And I dismissed it as a scam. I did not click the link. I went to I searched in Google for a website, clicked a link to the website, read about it, and it's like, what is this thing? It's some scam.
Yes.
So anyway, if you receive any text messages, emails, Google Voice things, Google Voice links, whatever, for like, what is it, Easy Toll or some Easy Pass?
Yeah, Easy Pass. Yeah, I've gotten 2 in the last 2 days. And so I figured I would just bring it up. I knew I was safe because Oregon does not have tolls yet. They're working very hard to put them in. But yeah, I didn't click the link, and I've heard other people talking about it. So if you no matter where you live, if you get a text message, you have an outstanding toll, your toll without spaces in between the sentences, your toll account balance is outstanding.
You're going to get
if you
FBI.
If you fail to pay by March 28th, 2025, you will face penalties or legal action.
Yeah. So I actually sent a text to my family members today, my wife and 2 kids, and said, "By the way, there's a scam out there." And so anyway, I warned them, and Val goes, "Why, did you fall for it?" I was like, "No, it's an article I read." But anyway, so that's the public service announcement. Maybe we should start the show with
with the PSA.
With the PSA.
Yes.
And I'll get a new
the more
sounder.
we could get the little the more star that goes across the screen.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm sure it's not copyrighted.
Yes. Some other quick hits before we get to our main topic. The Pixel 9a was announced last week. This is from Google, their Pixel phones, and the A phones are their lower level ones. I've had I guess I'm due because I had the 3A, or I still have the 3A.
Jeez, that's quite
I had the 6A.
The distance from 9 to 3.
Yes, the 6A is my phone that I talked about a couple months ago that just completely died.
Yeah.
And then the 9A, so starts at $400. I've watched a couple reviews on this new one. If you want Android for some weird reason and want a good phone at a good price, I would say the Google Pixel 9a is a good option.
I think it's $499 unless
$499, yes.
Yeah.
Which is cheaper than the new iPhone 16e, which is kind of their budget phone. But it's got some really great features and stuff on it.
And I agree with the pundits that I was listening to that said that other manufacturers do it better than Apple, where they will develop a phone, keep it in the pipeline for manufacturing for a year, and then they'll release the A version, which is basically the same phone but cheaper. Maybe it has some cheaper components, or maybe like the body's plastic instead of metal or something like that. But it's basically the same phone at a lesser price, whereas Apple will just say, we're making a device that's our budget device, and it's its own thing. It's not like a revised version of a current model. So anyway, I would agree that Google does a really good job at trickling down the savings for those who are willing to wait.
Yes, and I think both of my previous Pixel A phones that I had purchased, like on Amazon, it would be like $100 and $150 off. You can get some good deals on those too. So, a second PSA, and then third PSA.
Hold on, we've got action in the neighborhood.
Double cars.
I thought that car was going to hit the other car.
If we caught an accident on the live show,
that was More on the driveway cam later, but man, that was exciting.
Yes. One more PSA from Apple announced today that WWDC will be June 9th. We'll do our special episode after watching the keynote for that when they announce new stuff. So it'll be interesting. They're getting a lot of flack about the AI, the Siri delays and stuff, which I'm in the boat of I don't care. I still like my Apple products, even if they don't have AI. But we will get back to
Yeah.
that later in the show as well. And let us move on to our main topic. This is a big one that's been huge in the news. 23andMe goes bankrupt. They file for bankruptcy protection. So there is a lot of people wondering what's going to happen
gonna
to your
happen?
DNA data. Now,
So
you did one? Was it
yeah,
23andMe?
it was a number of years ago. I did 23andMe, and I still enjoy looking at the information. And a cousin or a distant relative will sign up, and I'll get an alert and say, "Oh, you're like a third cousin or whatever." And genealogy is very interesting to me, and so I welcomed it. And just this Christmas, there was a sale, buy one get one
Oh, that's
free
right.
for half off. So I think I got 2 kits for $50,
Whew.
which was cheap because they're
Which
usually
is why they've gone
yeah,
bankrupt.
maybe because
It was you.
they're usually $100 a piece, or here you get sales and stuff every now and
Yeah.
again, usually around Christmas time. But uh, so the question is what's going to happen to this data? Because right now they're in processing for bankruptcy protection, where they rearrange their assets. They're not necessarily going to just have a fire sale and shut
Yeah.
down. We've got to work with the
A
courts.
dollar for any DNA data. Buy it now.
Yeah, and there are laws in place in various places
Yes.
about scrubbing the data. So, there's a lot of people. I'm typically not one of these people, but whenever something like this happens, they're like, all right, I downloaded my data and I deleted it from
Yes.
23andMe and I shut down my account. I'm usually a little slower to do that because, for all we know, some angel investor is going to come in with $100 million, save the company, and it's going to be stronger than ever. And then all those people are going to be like, well, how do I get my data back in there? And it's like, you
Yes.
can't, you have to do it again. So I'm kind of waiting. I'm hoping it doesn't go away. Some people were saying that it was at Heritage or one of those other my
Oh,
my heritage
ancestry.com.
ancestry.com. Maybe one of those groups would buy it and incorporate the data into it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be a point in time when you are born, they will take a sample of your data and put it on file with the government. That's not now, but it will
Yes.
happen one of these days. So, you know, I, it's you can protect your data now, but if you ever get arrested or shoot, if you travel to some countries, who knows? They might take a sample
Yeah.
of your
Yeah,
DNA.
that's
It's
true.
it's like the cat's out of the bag, so to speak.
Yes.
With that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it does say founded in 2006. That's almost 20 years ago. The company went public in 2021, but has never turned a profit. And there are companies. So, yeah, maybe like you said, maybe one of the other companies will absorb it. But yes, I did have one of our neighbors did the post today of alert, alert, you better go download your data and delete your account before they publish it publicly on the web or
Yeah.
something like
Well,
that.
they had a data breach like last
Yeah,
year anyway, where
yeah,
your
yeah, it's all
username and password. I mean, someone probably already downloaded all my information. Um,
exactly.
but I mean, again, it's useful. So I don't think I paid $100, but let's say I paid $100. I'm gonna just see if there's anything in here I can share that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to give names of like relatives and stuff like that because they didn't consent to that. It's loading rather slowly. I wonder, have they been
they
turning off their
they turned off a
servers?
few yeah, turned a few servers down. So
Well, you
it's
think with everybody deleting all their stuff, it would
yeah.
work better. Uh, they have a premium service. You can connect the information to your Apple Health. Here we go. Here we go. I'm okay sharing this, so I'm going to switch over here real quick. So European 98.2%, British and Irish, French, German, Scandinavian, etc. Now this was the big shocker for, I'm like, okay, sub-Saharan African, 1.2% of my DNA is from Africa, West Africa, Sierra Leone and those areas. So anyway, there's a lot of interesting information that if you and your siblings or cousins or whatever, you can match it all up, and then you can look at a family tree and be like, oh, you're my grandpa's cousin's grandchild or something like that. So anyway, it's kind of fun, but yeah, I didn't mean to turn it into commercial, but maybe if more people buy
go
into
sign
this,
up now.
They won't go bankrupt. So
yeah, there we go. Yeah, I never did it. I didn't really have anything against it, just never got around to it. I know my brother did, and I've known,
well,
obviously
yours is
several
probably
people
very
that,
close to his.
yes,
With a few.
you would assume so,
There-
hopefully.
Yeah. Well, there are stories, right, of people
Oh yeah,
finding
my
out.
parents, they
Yeah.
are scandalous.
Yeah, it's like, none of you are related. You all look identical, but
Yes,
none of
yeah,
you.
but I did want to bring that up. I guess that's kind of another, just something that's been big in the news, and it's probably not as dangerous as people are making it out to be. I mean, it could be. They
Yeah.
could sell to Vladimir Putin, and he could, publish
Or
all your.
worse, I know what you think is that what could be worse. Well, could be worse is State Farm Insurance,
Yeah,
some other
yeah.
insurance carriers, health insurance carriers mainly.
Health insurance, yeah,
That's the
that
big
would
one.
be if you've got some gene that says that you're
Yep.
likely to get cancer, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, we can't insure you." But
Yep.
I'm guessing they probably have a lot of that data on you already. Once
Probably.
again, it all comes around to the fact that our data has been breached. We say this like every week. Our data's been breached. It's, there's people can buy data. China can buy data, more data than they get off TikTok.
The police buy
Yeah,
data all the time because it's
yeah,
illegal for them to get it other ways, so they just buy it.
yeah.
It's like, with your money. Interesting.
Yeah, that's fun. But yeah, 23andMe, I hope it survives or lives on in some way, because it is very interesting stuff. If you think about just in the last 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
how far, well, let's say 30 years, how far DNA research has gone, and then with AI and quantum computing and all this stuff, how much more they'll be able to figure out about our DNA.
Well, the stuff that excites me is that they can make designer drugs specifically for a certain type of person that would be effective for me, but maybe not for you, because
Yeah.
I have more Neanderthal DNA than you do.
A lot more
Which,
Neanderthal.
actually, you look it up. I have more than the average. So
I
see
don't
how
doubt
big my
that.
forehead is? Look,
Yes.
I'm all forehead basically.
Yes. And I'm woolly mammoth. 25% woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
But yes, well, you know what isn't woolly mammoth? Dave's pro tip of the week.
That's the
That
wrong
would be
button.
just close.
I had my finger on it this whole
Teasing
time.
it.
I had the finger on it the whole time because I didn't want to look down at my little soundboard. So yes, it is time for Dave's pro tip of the week. This week, what I thought we would discuss, it was a little thing that we may have touched on it before, but you may or may not know, and I'll switch over here. Down in my bottom right hand corner of my iPhone screen, I have the magnifying glass instead of the camera. Because I can get to the camera by pushing the side button. I can do it by swiping. I don't need it there. So I have the magnifier there. And I continue to be a big fan of the magnifier. And so I'm going to launch the magnifier here. And there's some feature on here that you can turn on and off that I want to share with you. This is mainly an accessibility feature. Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
But it's still useful, I think. So when you turn on the magnifier, we've talked about this before. You can zoom way in, more than your camera app will allow you, because this isn't about quality photos. This is about being able to read and see stuff. And if you go over to the settings in the bottom right hand corner, there's a number of items that you can turn on and off. Focus lock, you can flip the cameras around, you can adjust the contrast, brightness, so that it's a visual aid. So if this is an unrelated pro tip, but if you have you've left your readers at home, or you need to read something that's super small, like a serial number on an Apple product. I think I talked before about how the
the AirPods
inside the case, or this is the worst one. I think we talked about this. The Apple Pencil. Let me show you where the...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'll show our audience members. So you take the little tip off, which I have a third-party tip. Inside, it's not even going to be able to zoom that close. But inside, where the gold piece is, on the inside rim here. So inside there is the serial number. How are you supposed to read that, right? Well,
yeah.
With let me zoom back out
you
here.
should leave your camera like that.
You like that? With the Magnifier app, you can actually do it. And let's just, for a fun demo. Nobody's got anything to do. Nobody's got any place to be. We're just gonna try it real quick. This is not the tip, by the way.
Yes.
But
while you're getting that dialed in, I'm going to answer producer Todd's question. Who knew I had a magnifier app? Except I can only find it by searching. Is it part of a different app? I believe you can search for it. You can have it in Control Center, or you can do it on your home screen like Dave has. Because it doesn't exist. I don't think it exists anywhere.
No, I think it is an app that you can search for. It is an app. I do believe it is.
Is it in your Apple folder, Todd? Do you have Todd doesn't have any folders on his phone. Maybe he has it hidden so that
here's
it's
what you
just
do.
in his app library.
So you do this. You pull down from the top, you do a search, magnifier, but if you tap and hold it, you can drag it onto your home screen like this.
Oh yeah. There you go.
You can add it that way. So anyway, Magnifier app. Magnifier. I hardly knew her. But anyway, Detect. I know this is crazy, but you are thinking, well, what are we actually going to talk about today? Well, I have Detect turned on, and it's on my screen right here. So when I turn this on, it's going to be hard to hear. I'll try to turn my phone up. Oh, yeah, it captured something.
Good.
Okay.
Touch and hold Detect for more options. A computer screen with a keyboard and a mouse on a wooden surface. A person sitting at a table with a laptop and other objects. A black device with a keypad on a black surface.
And maybe you have to have your headphone.
An electronic device with a keypad on a surface.
But it'll say red soda can. Desk full of lots of garbage. Car in driveway. Remote control. Video game controllers. And let me try something.
A calculator on a wooden surface.
I'm gonna go and see if I can connect to my
living on the edge.
I know. So here, I'll go to. Everybody's tired of looking at me. I'll go to this. So let's see if it'll do it now. Through my HomePod.
Oh.
Did it work?
Said something. Sounded like Chinese.
I think it was my my podcast.
Oh.
Well,
Chinese language podcasts.
Okay, well, I'm going to read it instead. A calculator next to a can of soda on a wooden surface. A red can next to a laptop on a wooden surface. A remote control and other items on a table. A computer mouse or keyboard and other items on a black surface.
Oh, he said it's doing it over the air.
Oh, you can hear it? Okay, good. A blue computer mouse.
We cannot hear that.
Yeah. A computer mouse next to a wooden surface. Let's see if it'll pick up my glasses here.
Hey, Grandma's in the house. She said, looks like I tuned in at a good time.
Yeah, you did.
It was Siri talking at 200% speed.
Holding a cell phone in front of their face. A person holding a wire attached to a metal object. A person holding a wire attached to an electronic device. A person holding a wire attached to a sewing machine. A person holding a wire attached to an electronic device. A can of soda next to a remote control on a wooden surface. A can of beverage on a table. An electronic device with a screen and buttons on a table. A calculator on a wooden surface. A computer keyboard with a red button on it. A keyboard on a wooden surface. A silver laptop with a black keyboard on a wooden surface.
For people who have visual impairments.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about my meta glasses before. And it says, Okay, you have to stop that. We can't hear you over Siri. Okay. All right, so I think it should be turned off now. Yes, I can confirm that it's turned off. The Meta glasses have a feature that you can turn on that when you're looking at something, because it has a camera on it, it'll say, you can be like, where am I right now? And it'll be like, you are in a garden facing east, looking at a lamppost. Or if you can say, what is this building? And it'll say, that is the Chrysler building. I don't know how I got to New York all of a sudden. But, oh my, now I hear it. Ouch. What is she talking about?
Oh, she must have been behind.
Delayed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny that it went through the system. It must have been really loud. So I was turning it up.
Because you kept turning it up. Perfect.
That's fine. It's weird that I can't hear it, but I'll fix that for the next time. The point is, the Magnifier app is a wonderful app that if you go to and do add the different features, it can be really fun. So like I said, I've added the detect. There are other things. So if you are a person who has a visual impairment, and it's fun. So I had the phone in front of me. I had my AirPod on, and I was just walking around, and it'd be like, stairwell, window with large tree out the. So I wonder how far I could get by closing my eyes and just walking around and having it be my sight. And I also kind of wanted to test it out to see when it's dark out, like how can it see better than me in the dark? Maybe it could. And so could I walk around in mostly dark and have it describe the scene to me? That would be an interesting exercise.
Yes.
So Magnifier app, don't dismiss it. This is, I believe, the second time I've talked about it, but the detect feature is pretty cool.
That is cool. Now, Dave, a little note that I noticed as you were going through and just glanced over, is the Magnifier app the only Apple app where the settings are actually in the app? Like,
I don't know.
Make a lot of sense in places. I mean, the camera app you can do, you can change a few things, but the settings aren't there, where the Magnifier has an actual gear with settings. That might be the only Apple iPhone app with that.
I think you're probably right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
So, yeah, it is a cool little app. I have it in my control center. I forget it. I don't need it too often, but yes, when it comes to reading Apple serial numbers, it is very helpful.
Yeah, when I had it there, I mean, you can get the number off of it, but it's still tough, even with the Magnifier app. So,
sheesh.
Yeah. Now
Very
I gotta
nice.
Find my tip. Where'd my tip go? Not my tip of the week.
No.
My tip of the
pencil. That would be ironic if you lost your pencil tip during your tip of the week.
Got it.
Phew, found it, which means it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Just the Headline. Oh, red car.
Look at
red
that.
Car alert.
Man, there are so many. I tell you what, kids are here on spring break. The neighborhood is full of cars.
Over 70 degrees.
People are out walking. It's almost like people like there's life. There's life here in the neighborhood. And you probably have also seen all the tree poop on top of my car.
Oh yeah.
The trees that are here there's lots of problems. One, they're not designed to go in a space that's so small. You'll look back by my car, there are large trees in a small space. So they're not even the right type of trees, but they bud these little flowers or whatever and immediately die. And then for the next 2 weeks, it drops all this garbage on your trees. So.
Yes, I walked out, I think it was yesterday morning, and it looked like somebody had taken a tiny paintbrush and just painted pollen all over my car, which is...
Well, pollen's one thing that...
Yes.
But, like, these trees should have never been put in a neighborhood like this. They belong, like, in a field or
in
a
forest.
The
trees belong in a forest, Dave?
A park, perhaps. So
yes, a forested park.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Well, let us get to Just the Headlines.
Microsoft tells Windows 10 users to just trade in their PC for a new one. Of course.
Pentagon kills off HRIT project after 780% budget overrun, years of delays.
How did I not get that job? OpenAI study finds links between ChatGPT use and loneliness.
Apple sued for false advertising over Apple Intelligence.
YouTube will soon restrict creators from mentioning certain online gambling sites.
Xbox 360 can now be hacked with just a USB key.
Developer creates infinite maze that traps AI training bots.
And those are just the headlines.
Yeah, so what I was thinking, 780% budget overrun. If I need to get a job like that.
Yeah.
So that I can.
Or you could get like 80, just that 80% of the budget.
Something. What I'm trying to point out is I need more money. So, do we have that bug for the Patreon? Where's that thing to?
Hey, don't forget.
Oh.
Like and subscribe. Ring that bell.
Yeah.
Wow. High quality graphics.
I think
maybe if we make some money, I can pay Isla to make us a better graphic there.
I think a couple weeks ago I said I was going to make a button that I could push that would put that up there, but I didn't do it.
It's much better. Practical effects.
Yeah.
And I am bummed not to talk about two of our Just the Headline stories, but we never got around to doing our gambling site episode where we were just going to talk about all the different gambling sites for an hour. So now I guess we can't do it. So,
oh well.
Bummer. We will move on to our takes of the week.
Yeah. Gmail search function just got a major upgrade. What's that all about?
Yeah. So they are, if you are a Gmail user, which we have recommended for years and years and years, we have both been on it longer than the show has existed, but improved search function powered by AI, the magical AI. But instead of, let's say I search for Apple in my email, what it would do is any email that had the word Apple in it, it would just list them chronologically. Well, now it's going to look at factors like emails that you've opened the most times, or try to give you a better search. Now you can toggle between just the chronological, because sometimes I'm like, I think that was about a year ago, and then I'll scroll next page, okay, there's that email I was looking for. But I'm excited about it. Gmail is a great email service, and I think this will be good because yes, there are, for one of my clients, there is an email I got probably 4 years ago from one of the vendors that they use with some support instructions. And instead of making a Apple Note or a file about this or anything that would make more sense, I have to search for the software and then scroll and find that. So I've opened that email 30 times. So in theory, Gmail would know that, hey, maybe you're looking for that same email you've opened 30 times once again.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Or, the future is going to be with your voice or text, show me the email that fits this criteria, and it knows logically what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's not going to use those string of characters. It's going to understand
what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And Gmail does have a bunch of search parameters, like for date and that kind of stuff that you can use to find stuff. But hey, any improvements to Gmail, I'll take it.
I'll take them too.
Yes. Next one, a quick one. We got a new Apple product.
Apple now sells USB-C to 3.5 millimeter cable for wired AirPod Max playback. Well, wait a minute. Didn't they have this already?
I don't believe they had this.
Oh, it was Lightning.
They have the adapter that was USB-C to audio, a female jack. This is USB-C to a male 3.5 millimeter jack.
What's the purpose?
Coming in at the price of $39, which if you have AirPods Max, but they made some upgrades. I didn't link to this, but to the AirPods Max, which didn't have lossless audio, which boggles the mind. But this would also allow you, if you wanted to use your, what are they, $600 AirPod Max over the ear super headphones as a wired connection, you can now do that for the price of $39.
Well, I wonder if they had the lightning to 3.5 mm male before.
Yes, maybe that was,
because I feel like this has been done before. But here's what I love about their product here is that you can pay your $39, but if you want to get it quick, you can pay that $8 fee.
$8 fee.
I can pick it up at Bridgeport. So
yes,
so it's so hard. There are third-party products of this. They did not invent USB-C to audio.
No.
You could buy any on Amazon for $6, I'm sure, and they would work just fine. But there are certain Apple peripherals that just buy it. There's no substitute. It's going to be $40. Like this one, for example. You could buy the $5 one off of Amazon, and it's going to get a short in it in 6 months. And then you buy, a $12 one because it's better and it's got carbon fiber on it or something, and it lasts a year and then breaks. And by the time you're done, you spend $80 on all these things when you could have just bought the $40 and just complained about it. But it's going to work for 97 years.
Yes. I started doing that for the USB-C to audio connectors. It's like the Apple ones for those are what, $9, and you can get them like $7 on Amazon. And it's like, I just know this is better quality than buying the 2-pack for $4.99 on Amazon that are ugly and bulky. But so
it's your mileage may vary. It's buy cheap, buy twice, but sometimes you can't afford to buy expensive.
The real, yes. And at the bottom of the article, it does say AirPods Max with USB-C, which are the newer version. They updated to USB-C, so I think that's why this cable's been released. They're currently $479 on sale, down from $549. And I think they might have been $600 when they came out. I have no need for these headphones.
I want them.
Yeah.
And I look at Facebook Marketplace sometimes. The only use for Facebook is the marketplace.
Yes.
And I see them, $250 or whatever. And I'm just like, do I need $250 headphones?
No.
Even though
the answer is no.
Yeah. They're nice though. I mean.
Yes.
Hey, Todd, if you find some AirPod Maxes at the bins, pick them up and I'll pay you your $5 or whatever.
Yes, I'll pay you $5 as well if you actually find those at the bins. And another Apple update. So we're expecting new Apple Home products this year, but they have quietly updated the HomePod Mini with a new box.
I was going to say, I hadn't heard about this.
Yes. And there is a good reason they have a new box on them, but we should be getting new HomePods and stuff that, yes.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Yes. So dumb that we'll move on because somehow I missed it, but almost 2 weeks ago, we had Microsoft Patch Tuesday, March 2025.
Man, look at that. 0 days in March. Oh, my word. What are they doing over there in Cooper?
50 security updates for its various Windows operating systems. Yes, I was talking with a client that has probably about 60 computers, and I would say probably 30 of them are Windows 10 computers that can't be updated till Windows 11. And like you heard in just the headlines, October is the cutoff. So we had a discussion because Microsoft started sending out emails to everybody with Windows saying, hey, you've got to upgrade before October. So, of course, my client's like, having their employees try to update any computers. And I'm like, I've already done this. We're just going to have to create a plan. And I saw an article, I was reading about it, and it said about 40% of Windows PCs are running Windows 10 and cannot be upgraded to Windows 11.
Just buy another computer. That's what Microsoft says.
Yeah, that's what they say.
It's so easy. Why is everyone making it so hard?
Yeah, it's simple. So we will see a big spike in Q3 this year of Windows PC purchases. It will look really great, and it's because they think they have to. Your computer will keep working.
Yeah.
You just won't get security updates.
Yeah, which is not the greatest. All those people who are like, I'm gonna buy a PC and I'm gonna put it online with no protections and see how long it gets hacked, and it's like 5 hours or whatever, So
yes, but
those are always exciting.
And then one kind of security and privacy story this week. I thought this was very interesting. Porch pirate criminal network stole thousands of iPhones in the U.S.
Wow.
And it says the U.S. Department of Justice recently cracked down on an international crime ring that targeted expensive electronics like the iPhone. And there was a Wall Street Journal report talking about how they bribed people at FedEx and got into AT&T, corrupt employees at AT&T to see who had bought iPhones so that they could go be Porch. So these Porch pirates are stepping up their game.
Dang.
Which when it's $1,000 iPhone, that makes it worth it.
That's organized crime, and aren't there certain laws and stuff that
they
can get really busted? But we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. We have a comment. What's it say?
Oh, hey, Grandma, maybe this for another show, but Microsoft 365 sent me an email telling me that an app I've used for years is leaving Publisher. Then they raised their yearly price by $30. Yes, because now you get AI.
Yeah.
Publisher has been a long, interesting program, and I forgot about that. They did announce that Microsoft Publisher is going to be going away.
What is their replacement? Do they just do an online version, or
I think probably just using Microsoft Word. I mean, it's a layout.
Yeah, it's a professional layout program like Adobe InDesign, but
yes,
I mean, I'm sure there are millions of people who use it, but the interesting thing is they're adding new features to Microsoft Paint all the time, and it's like, are people really using Paint for like real stuff? It seems like more of a toy.
Yeah. So it's
Hey, Grandma says they suggested transferring everything to Word. Are they kidding? Nope. They want if you're Microsoft 365, that's what they want. They're putting all their
that would be interesting. I found a support thread where somebody basically saying the exact same thing. Word is not a good replacement, and it cannot edit .pub publisher files.
They're sending people there, but it's not backwards compatible with Pub. Yes. That's ridiculous.
Moderators have reported that LibreOffice can still edit .pub files,
and that's free.
Yeah, that's a free software, but man.
Yeah, I have no love for Microsoft suite of applications. A couple reasons. One, they're usually so bloated and hard. Like, how do I find this tool? Well, it's buried in this thing because there's so much garbage in it. And I find Google's suite of applications just to be so much more refined, cleaner, easy to use. They're free. I can do them in any web browser on any platform, and I guarantee that most people for 99.99% of their uses can just use free tools and accomplish the same thing. Now, Publisher's a little different because it's a professional layout tool, but
yes, and it says it's being discontinued in October of 2026. So you do still have a full year and a half to use it. And I am seeing something about Microsoft Designer, which it says an AI-powered cloud-based tool that can create templates, layouts, and design suggestions.
My recommendation, since that we are, we've lost our roots a little bit, but we're both technology educators and solution upper-withers and problem solvers. The thing that you should be doing, hey, Grandma, is using pages on your Mac. It has wonderful layout tools. You have to kind of learn how everything works if you've not used it before. But once you do, you can create some incredible things. The tools are wonderful. You can export things as PDF. I mean, it's free.
Yeah. Yes, that is true. And I would say one other, as I'm kind of looking through things, an online program that we've talked about before, Canva.
Yeah.
They have
There's a
lot
free
of
tier.
graphic design where it makes it pretty simple. But
yeah,
Word is not Word is not the word.
Yeah, I'm a little
but
worried
yes,
about putting all my eggs in the Canva basket because they recently purchased some of the
yeah,
programs that we like, but it's going to be like everything. The encrapification is going to happen. They were great, and then they grew, and then they're
yes.
buying other apps, and eventually everything is going to be subscription, even the free
They've
stuff that
got
they offer now.
shareholders.
And people
Yeah.
are going to be locked into their ecosystem. They're not going to be able to get out, and they're going to be like, I can't afford this. I mean, it's just Adobe all over again. I can see it happening.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't, but it probably will.
Yes, yeah. So good question. Hey, Grandma. Well, let us after that fun. Let us move on to our bonus odd take. This is um, a post that I found at can'tgetmuchhigher.com, and this is Chris Dalla Riva, and it is an article. We talk a lot about one-hit wonders, but this is the greatest two-hit wonders.
Yeah, I mean, what about all those people who don't qualify for the one-hit wonders? They're just sitting out there, and they've actually are superior because they've had two hits. So who are some examples of this?
Yes. Well, the first one they have on the list, I don't know. Some of these are a little questionable. Is Pink Floyd with the Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, which ranked at number 1, and Money, which ranked at number 13.
Well, those are albums.
Those are songs.
Oh,
the Part 2 and
okay, because Another Brick in the Wall is an album, right?
The Wall is an album.
It's The Wall. I see.
I popped my monitor out.
I'm sorry. I'm not a Pink Floyd fan, but you're right. The album title is The Wall, not Another Brick in the Wall. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So those two hits they topped the charts at number 1 and number 13 in their respective time frames. And then Run Like Hell was 53rd. So I was very surprised they only had 2 songs that had ever reached in the top 20. But then you scroll down a little further. The one that I thought was the best was number 11, Tracy Chapman, who had Fast Car and Give Me One Reason, which if you ever listened to any pop radio in the 90s, you heard those 2 songs on hourly rotation. They ranked at 6 and 3. And then her next top song was Baby Can I Hold You at number 48. But yeah, so they're the Clash.
One of my favorites, number 10, Aha, Take On Me. That's really the only song I know from them.
Yes. You don't sing The Sun Always Shines on TV?
Or Cry Wolf? No.
Oh, Gerardo with Rico Suave. Oh, that
Jimmy Buffett, Come Monday in Margaritaville, Cheeseburger in Paradise. I've heard all 3 of those. I mean, that's not a 2-hit wonder.
So I think it was basically on where they topped the charts at, because I would not say that the Beastie Boys are a 2-hit wonder, but
you got to fight for your right, my friend.
LaBouche with Be My Lover in Sweet Dreams. But yeah, I thought it was just very interesting to think about that, because there are a million things about one-hit wonders. But there's some 2-hit wonders. Oh, and producer Todd, Justice for the Scorpions, and that list is kind of bold because most of those bands are wildly popular outside of their hits, but Vanilla Ice is a legit 2-hit wonder. Ice Ice Baby and Ninja Rap.
I don't even remember Ninja Rap, to be honest.
Oh, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 movie, I believe it was.
Okay.
That was
I'm thinking maybe that's hotness. Why I don't know that one.
Yes. The Cranberries. I got to play some Cranberries while DJing for St. Patrick's Day weekend. Some people requested that.
Are they on this list? I don't see them.
Yeah, they're number 4 with Linger and When You're Gone, which I believe are the 2 songs that I played multiple times over that weekend. So Dido. Oh man.
Yeah. So good. I mean, you know what we need to do is you need to make a playlist on Spotify and Apple Music of 2-hit wonders and put all these songs in there and share it.
Yes.
Dave sounds like he doesn't know the secret of the ooze.
Go Ninja, go.
So I was not a huge Ninja Turtle fan. I was like a couple years too old, I think, to really appreciate the Ninja Turtles. But I do, here somewhere in a box, I do have the 4 primary Star Trek characters. Well, I'm sorry. They're the 4 Ninja Turtles dressed as Kirk, Spock,
Yes.
McCoy, and
Of course you do.
I think Scotty. So if anybody's interested in Star Trek themed Ninja Turtle figurine toys, let me know. I will hook you up.
Oh, and I forgot errors and correction. I was so far off when we were talking about A Different World.
Yeah.
The 90s sitcom too. It was the daughter.
Yeah.
It was not. I had so many shows confused there, but yes, I apologize. That's why I wear my TNC surf hat, is so that I could reclaim some old school street cred. But
here they are. These are the ones that I have.
Of course you do. This is why you watch the YouTube, folks. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I got these a long time ago, but it's not because I love the Turtles. It's because I loved Star Trek. Still do.
Yes. Oh, man. That was magical. But you know what else is magical?
What's that?
Our picks of the week.
Well, I had a lot of trouble finding something for this week, and I'm like, where can I go? What can I do? I'm looking through apps. You know what? My email's always up. And what was on my email? I should have clicked on this before. This was in my email because April 15th is coming quickly.
Oh, is it? Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
We should, you know what we should do? We should have a running bet for all of our viewers and listeners and everything, and do a pool each year on who will get their taxes done first between the two of us, because we are notoriously late. Not late,
but last minute.
The last minute on our taxes. So, yes,
listeners, I got to talk to you, Nate. Don't. This is between you and me. I hired somebody to do my taxes this year, so we'll see who really gets them done first. So,
yes,
wrong way. So here we are. Why do I recommend Free Tax USA? Well, my friends and family, I have been on a search for years to find a tax program that is not owned or a subsidiary of the evil corporation Intuit. Yes. You might be going, well, I use TurboTax and it's from Intuit and it's fine. Okay. And you might be saying, well, I don't use that. I use Credit Karma, now owned by Intuit. Oh, well, I use QuickBooks and it has a tax thing and I use that, owned by Intuit. There's a theme here. Everything related to taxes is being bought up by Intuit systematically. They have lobbyists in Congress that make the tax code complicated. So this is why I hate them. So I love companies like Free Tax USA, which are independent, not owned by Intuit yet. And then, so if you want to do your return and not be beholden to those evil Intuit people, this is how you can do it. So the federal is free, and then you pay per state. You know, there's basic, advanced, premium, just like the rest of them. So, you know, you're going to get out of there $15-20. Look, if you want all the fancy stuff, you can get like pro support and all that stuff. It's still cheaper than paying someone at HR Block to do it.
Yes.
So anyway, Free Tax USA, not a Intuit product for now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, my pick of the week this week is an Intuit product. Now, I do some cooking at home. I use my frying pans a lot, and I have a small, like 12-inch, I think it was a previous pick of the week, and I got a larger 14-inch round pan for my large ribeye steaks. but I did not have a cover for it. So it wasn't into it. But I thought, you know what? I should probably get a lid for this thing because that is helpful sometimes. So I got it is from the brand Ydeapi, the universal lid for pots, pans, and skillets. Pot lid with heat-resistant silicone rim and tempered glass. Fits 10, 11, 12-inch diameter pots and pans.
Wow.
So I guess I have a 10-inch and my larger one is a 12-inch round. But yes, at $16.99, I have a universal pot lid.
Wow. I feel a little dumb because we
don't have enough time to list the reasons, Dave.
Yeah, but one of the reasons is Valerie and I, mostly me because she hates Goodwill, have been to many Goodwills. I have measured and tried to find a lid for our crock pot that we eventually took to Goodwill because we couldn't find a good lid that fitted. I bought several. They were just a little too small or a little too big. It's an all glass lid, and I broke it. I dropped it or something. The crock pot was fine. So I'm dumb because why didn't I just go on Amazon and see if I could find the exact replacement lid? Yes. Now there is, if you've got a $30 crock pot, you don't want to buy a $30 lid, but anyway, this universal lid for pots, pans, and skillets seems like it's something that would have worked for me. So what a great pick.
Yeah, 4.6 stars on 3,539 ratings, 1,000 plus bought in the past month. And they've got a prime spring deal. Oh, prime spring deal days are coming up.
Yes. So more on that. I almost bought a product that I may, so I will wait to talk about it next week. But I was searching for it and I was like, they're all on sale. What's going on here? So how long is this going to last? Because I'm afraid that by the time I decide...
Summer Prime days, I'm sure. I don't know. It's always a sale.
One of the products already rolled off because I'm looking at a different manufacturers this product, and so I'm like, oh no, are they all going to go away? I got to decide quick, and but it's some significant savings. But right now you can save 15%.
Yes, and hey, Grandma says, finally, a Goodwill buddy. Yes, we had a good Goodwill discussion at the beginning of the show that you might not have made it in for, but if you would like to get either of our picks, you can always head over to notpicks.com.
That's right.
And find our previous picks, find some gold there. I just want to scroll through them all because I'm sure there's stuff on there that I've forgot about that I've actually picked, and then I can go try to find it in my garage.
I was there today looking through, and I did put this in the notes, and you just jumped right over the top of it. But I do want to do a fantasy hike update.
Oh, yeah.
You may recall that this fantasy hike thing where if you don't have friends like me to hold you accountable in your exercise, you can do something like fantasy hike. And let's go back here. So if you recall... I'm on the wrong screen here. Fantasy Hike is this little off-brand J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings thing. You are a halfling, not a hobbit, and you go through and it calculates your steps, and then it goes on a journey. And there are other people on the journey. There's John Snowflake, Alice Wonderfoot, and Harryfoot Potter. And it keeps track of how many miles you've gone, and you're trying to go to Mount Fire to put the ring in or whatever. But it's just kind of fun to see day after day, leaving the lane. There's day 2, day 3. We're going along. There's some stuff like you camped out on top of a hill. I recently, look, there's a black rider behind that tree. They're I had to get off the lane and go on the side of the road in the ditch. And then I recently came, there's Harryfoot Potter. That guy's slow. Getting past that guy. I came to a farmhouse and I enjoyed dinner at a farm with the farmer and his family. And I just finished that. So I've gone 64 miles since I've started this in 22 days. And so I'm journeying along, halfling country.
Nice. I think I downloaded that and I haven't opened it since. But
if you don't pay the $6.99, you're limited to 1 mile per day, which you can It's fun to play along, but it's like, I walked 8 miles. It's not.
Yeah.
It's going to take me 6 years to get to the end of the journey here.
Yes.
So that's
nice.
my update for Fantasy Hike.
Very nice. Well, we do have a Ramazon purchase because I go into those Amazon anonymous reports and see what you guys are buying. And I do thank you guys. You keep buying stuff, but somebody bought. Everybody's going to love this. Maybe our best ever. The Kleenex Trusted Care Everyday Facial Tissues Flat Box 160 count pack of 6, $15.65 for a whole bunch of facial tissues.
Wow, that's phenomenal. It's even name brand.
Yes, 4.6 stars on 27,238 ratings, 6,000 plus bought in the past month.
Hold on a second. $9.78 per 100 sheets. Now, how much is in each box? The math isn't working out for me here. Because there's 6.
Yeah, you're getting 6 boxes
of 160, which, let's do some math here. 160 times
960. 960 tissues.
Okay.
Per 100 sheets. I don't think sheets equals tissues.
It's 15.65. I think it's per box is what they're doing. But if I do 15.65 divided by 6, it's $2.60 per box. And if I take $2 and whatever per, what did I say, 266 per box divided by 160, that's 0.16 cents per sheet.
Yeah.
Anyway, the math is not working out. The math's not working out.
We found it. We found an error in the.
You do have to watch Amazon. That. So I think Costco's getting better, but you'll go and you'll be like, oh, these K-Cups are 49 cents per each K-Cup if it's Kirkland brand.
Yeah.
And then, or let's say it's per ounce. It is whatever. So one time they had the Starbucks little pouches that you rip the top off and pour it into the hot water. And they made a mistake. And on the paper, it said per ounce, not per each or per unit or whatever. And it was like $68 per ounce or something like that. I was like, what? I think I took a picture of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because it's like more than printer ink, more than insulin, more than whatever per ounce. Because it takes a lot of those to make an ounce,
Yes. Pure gold.
Yeah.
Pure gold. Well, very nice. That is fun to observe those things. Always ABO, always be observing.
Yes, always be observant.
Always be mathing.
Mm-hmm.
Always be mathing. And ABN, always be not nerding. Thank you to those of you that joined us in the live or watch us later on the YouTubes or listen in your podcast app. But again, you really should be watching.
I can't believe an hour's gone by already.
I know. It flies by. So much fun. Time flies when you're talking tech.
I guess so. That's what they say.
Yes, yeah. The listeners are like, 1 hour, that felt like 3.
Yeah, they're like, man, is this ever gonna? I mean, you could always turn it off. What did the analytics say? Has our viewer rate dropped off?
we don't want to look at the analytics. No, none of that. But we have a great time doing it, and we do appreciate you guys chiming in and having fun with us. And hopefully, you learn something every time, so that you can get out there and tech much better. New catchphrase: tech much better. Dropping it now. Betterer.